Leave no stone unturned. Give it your all. What do you mean? I mean that this opportunity, this life is precious. It is an opportunity. And it is up to us, our own free will, our own choice, our own responsibility, whether we take on this opportunity, whether we give this opportunity all that we have, regardless of outcome. That's not what it is about. When you're playing on a pitch, whatever sport, or even with music, what matters most is that when you went out there in the game, you left it all on the playing field. And then win or lose, that doesn't matter. That is a powerful attitude to have, because then you're not attached to the outcome. The only intention is to make sure that that which is true for you, what is your natural, innate inner goal, which is source, which is your own awareness, which is your own purpose, your own intention for being here, all encapsulated into one, into what we call I am X. Let this be your master. Let your own awareness, your own calling, be your master. Let it teach you, let it inform you, step by step, and be fully devoted to that. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is true. Once we get this through our thick skull, once we can truly accept surrender in our hearts that there is nothing else worthy of your attention, there's nothing else worthy of your devotion, but your true intent, your true calling, truth. And that includes your truth, your blueprint. It's all up to us, and this is a great opportunity. This is not like a heavy duty, even though sometimes it can feel like that, and that is okay too. But actually, it's the most joyful thing. It's why you're here. Can you wake up to that? Can you realize that so that all the worries you are thinking about disappear? It is like we claim all of these things about me, about ourselves, like I am insecure, I'm afraid, or I cannot do public speaking, or I do not dare to chase my dreams. But it's actually a lie we tell ourselves to keep ourselves small. Because if there was a situation in which the stakes were high enough, for example, a friend of yours would be in life danger, and the only way you could save your friend was by public speaking, or by asking for directions, or doing something else that you would normally label that you're afraid of. And in those moments, you are not afraid of it because there's something more important. And when there's something more important, greater than all your perceived little fears, then you transcend those fears. This is why I inspire you to find something which you want to devote yourself to. Even if it's just a feeling, an intuition, a sensation within yourself, a state of being, or just truth, even if you have no idea what truth is or what is actually true. But devote yourself to something bigger and you will be carried by a bigger force. When you speak, you will be backed up by the universe. When there are challenging situations in front of you, the sea will spread. You will be carried by a grace, even through the valley of the shadow of death. You will need to fear no evil, even when fear arises. You can be bulletproof. You can be impregnable. Your faith, your devotion, is true. You are worthy of your own devotion, not just your idea of yourself, but the greater you, the greater I that pervades all experiences, the one, the infinite, which we're in a sense all children of, all expressions of. We're all different axes, points of view, states of being of the one infinite creator, the I am awareness. You don't need anything else for your journey. Nothing else is important. Set a big, high standard for yourself. And then, without judging yourself, stay true to that high standard. And this is an art, because when we set a high standard, we tend to judge ourselves easily. But if you can let go, or not even engage with those judgments, even when they arise, and just remember what you're devoted to. You're devoted to something bigger, to something greater. Whatever that might be for you, stay true to that. And you'll live a worthy life. So worthy, so joyful, where you don't even care what happens. And that's a true freedom that money can't buy. Freedom, we're talking about absolute infinite freedom, is what you always already are. But we won't know that as long as we're not alive. You might be living, but are you truly awake? Are you truly alive? Are you lit up? Are you inspired? Do you have something greater than just your own personal life? And this is the last thing that I'll leave you with, a rites of passage, just as a permission slip for your own journey. Back in the days, in many traditions, and in some traditions they still do, they had a rites of passage, which was within a tribe when a person went from like being a child to being an adult. Usually they went through a certain trial, and this trial would then prepare them for the new version of themselves, sometimes even receiving a new name. And then they would be, instead of the tribe taking care of them, raising them, they now become responsible and part of the tribe as well. So it switches from just being as a kid worried about yourself, you open up and you become available for the greater whole, to shepherd, to guide, to be of service. And there's no greater joy than that, than just playing your part in the whole. And just being a flower in creation that just blooms, doesn't worry about what the other flowers do. Oh, can I bloom? Won't I look too beautiful? Won't I be too bright? Or like the bird singing, oh, what will the other birds think of when I'm singing? This is not even a question. This is not even a thought. It just signifies that we're thinking too small. And that's okay. No need to judge yourself. Just be aware of it and see if you can step it up a little bit. Raise the standard and see that almost for everyone, because we're all still children in some way or another, until our focus shifts from just our own little bubble to how can we be of service? How can we serve the tribe, which is Earth, which is this plane, this realm? And so, you're right in this transition. You are right in this rites of passage, where you're moving from just worrying about all your own little fears to letting go of all that you're familiar with and rising to the occasion. Actually answer your calling. And take this step by step. There's no time pressure on this. Everything will default in divine timing as long as you're open and available and are not subconsciously running away from yourself. So, feel free, out of your own will, out of your own desire, to just, you could say, accept the rites of passage of the universe. of your higher self. And just trust that it will be presented to you. And that all you have to do is, in that sense, face the unknown. Be brave, be courageous. Take it step by step. Have faith and trust in yourself. And just be devoted to something greater, something bigger. And it will carry you through all those seeming challenges, which are just invitations to step into higher versions of yourself, which is the most joyful path that you could possibly take for yourself and for others. I think that's it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments or shares, drop them down in the comments below. We're all in this together. This is all of creation, is just one big tribe, one big vibration, one big expression of the one. So there's nothing to fear from your other selves, because in the end it's the same. It's the I. It's the me, your most inner sense of me, of I, that always is, regardless of what's going on in your expression or in your state of being. I'll see you in the next one.